Another brand new day, and I don't have to tell you who this guy is. You probably already know of me. Anyway, oh, looks like we caught a red fox here this morning in one of our dirt hole sets. Yeah, look at this little guy. Hi, buddy. How you doing?
Dad, if you get bit,
I get bit. We're on camera, right? See that? They're like puppy dogs. I actually caught him. I'm gonna take time here in a minute just to say that I caught him off. Right here's a manure pit up here with a fence around. This swale here in the field, and it comes around. So, and there's this drainage area coming down around here with this group of trees. That's really nice for anything that funnels up through here. They all funnel right up here to this particular area. Every critter that's in the area is probably using these funnels to this point. You always want to make your sets on a west where the wind is carrying the scent to the animal. See what we can do here with this guy. Okay, well, let me talk to you a little bit here about set. The actual set. This fox was actually caught in a dirt hole set. Duke was is a trap company, and I never really thought them much as a very good trap company, because they made, at one point they would have made cheap traps out of I mean, the metal was cheap on them. If you wanted equipment, if you wanted traps just to catch stuff, they would do the trick, but you had to be careful with some of it. But anyhow, they came out with a fox and coyote trap. This is called this is a 550 Pro Series. It's already got like lamination in the jaws. It's base plated, it's heavy duty, got machine chain on it. And it's actually got a night latch pan on it. It's like a polished trip pan, that when you set this, and I'll show you here in a minute, when you set this trap, I want to tell you something, people. I wouldn't have to even do anything hardly to this set, because after you make a catch at a set, especially a fox, all that does is makes it better. That's all it does. And then it makes it better for anything that comes along. Now, I don't set them, when I set these traps, and you'll have to hear this. Whoops, not that way. See that pan on that trap, how it's high, okay? But they actually come up with a way that these traps, when you bring that down, you get underneath there, make sure you put your finger under this loose jaw to the pan, and here it clicks, and then that it's set level, okay? Paint stuff wore off of the traps, because I speed dip these traps in gasoline and paint. Let them air dry for a few days, and you're good to go once the oil's cleaned off your traps. I have actually a couple dozen of these things. But when you set them, okay, and you put your finger underneath that thumb, underneath that loose jaw, and you bring that down, just listen. Hear that click? When that thing clicked, look how level that pan's set. You almost don't even need pan covers when you're using these traps, because they're so level. So anyhow, let's get back to the set. I don't usually use, I like to use other pan covers, but this is what I had. These are made out of screen. You can actually buy them like this. There's actually a dirt hole right, it's hard to see right now. Okay, sometimes that happens. I like to take all this loose grass at this fox, because he usually tears the whole area up, and use it for, then you can bring it up to be your backing, because you have to have a backing on when you're making a dirt hole set, people, because you want to keep that fox working the front part up front where your trap's set at. You want to keep him up there, and you want to make your dirt holes as deep as possible, and put your bait and your lure down there as far down in that hole as you can, because what happens is, the longer you can keep that animal working a set, guess what? I shouldn't have to be a science teacher to tell you this. The better chance it is going to be for you to catch that animal. You want to keep it kind of as scent free as you can. There's a little more of it. Okay, just making sure it's still in there. A little bit of area where the trap was set at, and when you put this trap in here, if you're out and you want to do this, do a little trapping or whatever, I'm gonna tell you, one of the keys to making these sets, people, is this. When that trap set in there, you want to make it sure it's down below like, I don't know, even if it's an inch below what the level, the ground level is. And set it right in front. I put mine right in front of the hole. I mean, you can offset them a little bit because, you know, where the animal stands. But the trick to it, in the end, and I'll show you, is make sure that thing is firmly down in there. But then when you go put dirt around the outside of these jaws, the trick to the whole thing is you don't want that trap to wobble at all. I'm gonna tell you, if a fox comes in and he tramps on one of the jaws and it's able to move around, well, he feels it moving under there. He's like, uh-oh, something don't quite feel right. And then whenever I make my set, I'll put something down over, I'll make a dimple right over top of the pan area, okay? But what it does is it tells the next fox that comes in, or coyote that works the set, that if you can create a dimple, just a little bit of a dish right over top that pan, that another one come in here and that's where he stepped at. And for some crazy reason, that's exactly where he's gonna step. And guess what? We fooled him. Just use, now this pan cover's not real big, it's just enough to cover the pan. It ain't gonna affect my, it won't affect my jaws or anything like that. But I'll tell you what I do want to do, and you don't have to film this. I'm gonna go get some dry dirt because there's not enough laying there for me to sift over that trap. And you just take it and you sift it all over the trap. There's actually lure down in that hole. It's actually Russ Carman's Circle Maker, it's called. I just take my hands and just kind of blend the set here a little bit, make it look even kind of. Here's the trick, people. Now that trap pan is right here. See how they made that dimple over that set, people? Now the next one that comes in, he's like, oh, another one just tramped there. Boom. And it should be able to catch him. Okay. Here we are another morning. I don't know how much rain we got last night, but I want to tell you something. Sherman's Creek's high, as you just saw me coming through the water. A fox set that's actually made with just hay or grass. It was grass cuttings I brought from the house. I literally just set the trap in the ground, make sure it was stable, made a dirt hole, and set this trap and just covered it with grass. And you can see over here, because it rained so heavy last night, I caught a red fox. So he's not very nice looking, but it is a red fox and it is a male, and he's just soaking wet from being out here in the rain. Okay.
But how are you gonna get its foot out? Oh.
Can't get out. Okay. Sure. Okay, people. We got a red fox here. You've heard of catch and release. They're not worth anything. But just like carrying around your puppy dog. Let's watch him go. Today, I have the cameraman. Is not my daughter today. It's actually my oldest son. That's right, the guy we had duck hunting. That's right. There he is. We caught another red fox. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you want to do here? Should we just get in here and grab a hold of him? Come here, buddy. Come here. These animals are not worth anything. I know some of you might not like this, but I'm just going to release them and let them run. It's just fun catching them. Now, son, here's where you come in.
Yeah, hang on, I'm trying to pause this stupid.
Oh.
I still grab a hold of that thing.
I got it. Oh, hey. Hey, try my stomach turtles. He's trying,
Look at him run. He's like, yeah, sucker, I'm out of here.
Oh my goodness.